Hey guys, Sorin here. So today we're doing a different kind of video. We're doing a short presentation and a sort of review, well, more of an opinion video about a Dell U2419H. It's a Dell UltraSharp monitor and it's a great budget option for a 23.8 inch display for your PC or even Mac if you get the C version that has USB-C. You can find this one at about $180, which is a great price for such a screen that comes factory color calibrated, has a DisplayPort, HDMI, and a couple of other options like USB and such. It has an IPS panel, a LED backlit IPS panel. Very important to state that it does not have PWM, pulse width modulation. PWM basically gives that flicker effect that strains your eyes over long periods of use. This monitor does not use PWM, so it's a great monitor for people who spend a lot of time in front of their PCs, like programmers, writers, gamers. Although this is not a gaming monitor, as far as I could tell, it's a pretty good option for casual gamers. It has 8 millisecond response time and 5 if you put it on the fast mode. But really, if you're not a competitional gamer, you won't notice any difference and it's gonna run pretty darn smooth. The display is full HD, and let's get on to the actual unboxing, mounting, and then some other stuff about this screen. Let's get to it. So Dell has these big sturdy boxes on all their UltraSharp monitors. Mind you, even the non-UltraSharp monitors have pretty good packaging. I really like their boxes, their feel, they're pretty strong, and they can take a beating if during shipping they tend to get rough with it. So let's open it. Let's unbox this monitor. Inside we have everything neatly compartmented, and we have the color calibration factory report. As I said, most UltraSharp monitors come color calibrated from the factory, and this one comes with an average delta E under 2. Pretty nice to have, especially since proper equipment to test your monitor and calibrate your monitor is pretty expensive and really not worth it for your average user or even for people who program or stuff like this. And then we have the mounting instructions. Pretty straightforward. You basically just identify everything, mount the leg, put it on the screen, and then you couple it to your PC. Warranty and service information, and probably the user manual. You get a DisplayPort. Since this is a monitor that has DisplayPort and HDMI, you get a DisplayPort. So you don't get an HDMI cable, which honestly in my situation is pretty perfect, as I only have the DisplayPort free on my GPU. You got an USB cable. Now this is to make the other ports on the monitor work. It basically has an USB hub on it. So you plug this into the monitor and this is into your PC, and then you have additional USB ports on the side, like we will see in a couple of minutes. Let's get on to the leg. The base is really heavy. It really is made of aluminum and nicely coated. It's very slim. It doesn't have a huge footprint. It looks pretty good. Now this is the leg. Obviously this part is on the base and this comes on your monitor. And these UltraSharp monitors have both tilt, height adjustment, they can rotate, and even it has a spring. It has a spring so you can leave it up, down, you can really set this monitor just as you wish. So that's pretty neat. Here we have the Dell logo with some protective sticker. Nice and shiny. I really like the design of these UltraSharp monitors. And the leg also feels very heavy and very sturdy. I'm really curious how it will be once it's all set up. Now we have to take this out. Here we probably have the power cable. Yes, standard power cable. Let's put this aside. And now we have the screen. We need to take it out. It's a big screen. So as I said, this is the 23.8 variant, 24-inch as they market it. Full HD. And that's about it. We have the energy compliance sticker. I'm just gonna take that right off. In case somebody is interested, these are its specs. Being a LED, it really doesn't consume too much power. I mean, it's not a 32-inch or something huge like that. As we can see, the controls, the on and off button and the menu controls are on the bottom. They're actual clickable buttons, which is pretty nice. That means you can get a feel and adjust them in the dark. The panel itself, it's reasonably slim. Looks pretty great. It has that gray finish on the back. This is where the leg will come. We have an HDMI, the power cable, an HDMI, the DisplayPort, and another DisplayPort out that is basically like daisy chaining. You can attach another DisplayPort monitor to this one if you want. And you have a jack for audio, the USB for the USB hubs that is over here. You have 2 USB ports and another 2 USB ports over here. So in total you have about 5. So that's about it. Now mounting it is pretty straightforward. You just have to screw the leg onto the base. It doesn't really get much simpler than this. They've actually made a handle so you can screw it easily. Attention to detail is something that I really like about Dell. They really do their stuff well. So we have the leg all done. Now we just need to insert this, and it's pretty straightforward also. You notice you have these two pointing out, and that's how you're going to insert the leg. And then it's just gonna click. And it's basically done. The monitor is mounted. So as you can see, it works. It looks pretty awesome. And one thing to mention, the coating on this panel is not glossy. This is not a glossy display. This is pretty matte, and that means you won't have such powerful contrasts like you have with a glossy screen, but reflections and other light sources will not bother you that much. So all in all, it's a great productivity screen at a pretty darn great price. And as far as I could observe after testing it for a bit, I was lucky, I guess, but it's not about luck. It's a properly functioning unit. It has no dead pixels, and I have been quite lucky as there's no intense backlight bleeding or something like that, or at least nothing noticeable or very upsetting. I've also tried to test it with the lights off, and it looks pretty amazing. So even in dark scenes. That's about it for this video. If you liked this kind of videos, don't forget to give a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what other kind of videos would you like to see in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.